Hey guys, TGKS Productions. So Sightseeing UFO events from last year have returned, and mostly everything is the same about them. However, there are some new additions and features, including special unlocks that you can earn, and we're going to get into all that in this video. Now, before we get into what is new about these Sightseeing UFO events, let's first go over what is the same about them that you may have experienced last year. Firstly, all these UFOs will spawn between 2200 hours, which is 10 p.m., and 0400 hours, which is 4 a.m. If you approach these UFOs and you have the radio on, you'll notice that you'll hear static, the radio will cut out, and may even change stations. And if you get really close and you're in an air vehicle, you will notice that the engine will cut out and the UFO will disappear, followed by thunder and lightning. So now let's get into what is new about these events. So instead of last year where you merely just got to admire and look at the UFO, now you actually have a little bit more interaction where you can snap a picture of it and send it to Omega to earn $15,000 and 1,000 RP. And I will have more on the earnings as this video goes on, but it's definitely cool to have Omega being the one we send this picture to, considering his role in GTA 5 story mode. In fact, the only other really interaction we have with him in GTA Online, if you can even call it an interaction, is a business battle that was added back in 2020 during Halloween. In fact, it pretty much returns every Halloween, and it is titled as Unknown, where you have to go to Fort Sankudo, steal alien parts or spaceship parts, and then you deliver it to his trailer. So it's definitely very cool. There's even a text message you might get from him when you are sending pictures to him of the UFOs, where he mentions the truth, and it's sort of just a little like kind of reference to the truth from GTA San Andreas, which is a similar character to him. So definitely very cool there. Now, it looks like this Sightseeing UFO event is going to go for a total of 19 days this year, some of which one UFO will spawn, and other days which multiple UFOs will spawn. In fact, up to 5. Now, put up on the screen here a map as well as a calendar that TezFun2 posted on Twitter that he got from the GTA forums. If we first look at the map here, the map is the order of which the UFO spawn locations will pop up. In fact, if you remember the Sightseeing UFO event from last year, it pretty much follows a very similar order, and the UFO locations also are the same with maybe some slight differences, but very much similar to last year. And if we look at the calendar here, you can see there is a total of 19 days that this event will run for, and there are some days where the UFOs will respawn. So if you didn't get a chance of snapping a picture of them the first time, you will have a second chance, which will be important, which we're going to talk about here shortly. There's also some days where there's a UFO that will spawn only one time, and that can be seen by the numbers here that have an hourglass under them. You may also notice some other symbols on the map here. For example, on the 21st, the number 8 has a star under it. This is actually another one-time UFO that's going to spawn, which is the stealth UFO. Photographing it will earn you $50,000 as well as 1,000 RP, so a little bit more cash than the other UFOs. And then you also notice that on the 28th through the 31st, we have a person or figure under there, and that is the days where you can get abducted by a UFO. And getting abducted by a UFO will earn you the UFO themed boxer shorts. And there's one last award if you manage to photograph all 26 UFOs, which is an additional $100,000 as well as the UFO themed caps. So you can definitely see why prioritizing these days for the Sightseeing UFO event is important, especially if you want to earn the special unlocks. They'll probably end up being pretty rare in the long run unless Rockstar does bring them back next year. I also know this can come with some frustration due to the Sightseeing UFO event bugging out. Typically, the bugs consist of either the UFO not spawning or the previous day's UFO spawning instead of the new cycle spawning. Now, when I'm recording this video, I've already encountered both of these bugs, and I'll tell you how I have personally troubleshooted them. For the one where the UFO tends to not spawn, this typically for me was when I was in like a closed friend session or like an invite-only session. I ended up joining a public session, and I was able to get to spawn pretty much every single time. I guess this just has to do with the frequency of players, and then I guess just more chances that a player in that lobby will have it spawn, but that tended to work for me. And for the bug where the UFO is stuck on the previous day's cycle, this troubleshoot would be more for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S players because it does have to do with you changing your graphics mode. But I did find a user on Reddit, and if I could find his name again, I'll put it in the video. But he suggested to change your graphics mode to performance. At least I believe he was in Fidelity. He changed to performance, and it seemed to reset the UFO cycle to the current one. I play typically in performance RT, so I changed mine to performance, and I was able to get the UFO's cycle to reset to the current day. In any case, if you are encountering any of those bugs, I do hope that this does help. And lastly, for this video, just review everything new that came with the Sightseeing UFO event. Firstly, you can now photograph the UFOs and earn $15,000 as well as 1,000 RP, and it's a one-time photograph for all UFOs. If you photograph the stealth UFO on the 21st, you will earn $50,000 as well as 1,000 RP. If you get abducted by a UFO, which would be between the 28th and the 31st of this month, you will earn the UFO themed boxers. And if you photograph all 26 UFOs during this event, you will earn an additional $100,000 as well as the UFO themed caps. In any case, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it extremely beneficial. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share it. As always, have a great day.